I'm Buckerfly, and you're watching Women Krump Wednesdays.
Woman Krump Wednesday.
Women Krump Wednesday.
Women Krump Wednesdays.
Woman Krump Wednesday.
Hi, I'm Buckerfly, and you are watching Women Krump Wednesday. This segment, I will be introducing your hostess, because a lot of you don't really know who I am. You just know that I host Women Krump Wednesday. So, I'm Traviance Witherspoon, aka Buckerfly, and I'm from Racine, Wisconsin. I represent We Buck in Midwest Gully. I have been crumping for 2 years. In October will be my 2 years. So since October 2017, I've been crumping. I've had a great time since I've started crump. And yeah, so I had friends and family members send me questions because I didn't know what people would want to know about Buckerfly. And it always feels weird to just talk about yourself without any basis, without sounding weird or anything like that. So I had this. With that, I'm going to start. How did you create your name? Well, I created my name as a part of the Amazon program that Wonder Woman had. That was one of our assignments, to create a character and to figure out every aspect of what we wanted our character to be. So, of course, the name was a part of that. And then dislikes of the character, likes, how the character interacts in different situations, all of that. And I wanted my name to reflect that I was going on a journey or something along those lines. That name was taken. So many other names that I would have liked are either taken or wouldn't necessarily fit a crump context. But I always resonated with butterflies and how they go through metamorphosis and they look so different from the caterpillar stage to the final stage of the butterfly, an adult butterfly and stuff like that. So I was like, I want to be a butterfly. But that's not Buck. Just butterfly, that's not Buck. And I was like, well, Buck butterfly. So I combined Buck and butterfly, put it together, Buckerfly. And that's how I created my name. How did you find Krump, or how did it find you? I found Krump by being in the right place at the right time, I guess. One of my friends invited me to go to one of their dance battles because I never get to see them battle. And that was in my hometown. And I went. It was cool. I loved the atmosphere. And it was an all-styles battle, but I just loved the atmosphere. And during an intermission or something, the DJ was playing some music, so I started dancing. Some people from the city I go to school in approached me and were like, hey, you're a really good dancer, and things like that. And they added me to a dance group chat, even though I wasn't a street style dancer at all at that point. I just did party dances and things like that. But yeah, by being a part of that dance group chat, I was invited to go to sessions and stuff. And at those sessions, it just happened that the people around me in Madison were starting to learn how to crump. And one day I just started kind of imitating the movement, not in a disrespectful way, but I was trying to do my interpretation of it. And they were like, you actually have potential. Like, so then my friend, Papa Kobina, he actually started labbing with me and drilling some of the basics and stuff, even though he had just started like a couple months or so before me. But he was a good teacher, and I thank him for that. Oh, his dance name is Dead Space. But yeah, like, it was really cool that he took the time to do that. Like, and then a week or so later, we had our first Krump tournament in Wisconsin. And of course, I was encouraged, kind of forced, by my new teacher to just join, like, compete or whatever. I was so nervous. I didn't know Krump enough, even though I had drilled. It was like still relatively new, like less than 2 weeks, and so yeah. But I mean, it was cool. I was happy with my experience. I jumped in. I had my first All Styles and Krump battle the same day. It was what it was. I've grown a lot since that point, thankfully. But yeah. And then I feel that, honestly, like, inside, Krump found me, in a sense, once I'll say I chose Krump, once I was, like, dropped from my fam that I was a part of. Because before that point, it was kind of like, just like a hobby and stuff. Technically, Krump is still kind of a hobby for me, but, like, it's a lifestyle now. It's a lot different. So it's like, at the moment of being dropped, there was a lot on the line for me, a lot of decisions that I had to make. Do I continue, and even though I'm going to be famless, like, how is this journey going to be, and all this stuff. Like, that same day that I was dropped was the first day that I officially introduced Buckerfly to the world. And that was at Desert Storm 3. And I just have to say that was a life-changing moment. And that was the day that I chose Krump. Because I felt like I was going to be removed from a culture that I had embedded myself in for the past, like, year or so. And I was like, no, I'm going to continue. But that was after, like, some people that were around me were motivating me to, like, continue. But, yeah, I'm glad they did, because, I don't know, if I would have just quit then, I would have been done with Krump in February. And now I'm here today to speak with you all. What challenges have you experienced as a woman in Krump, and how did you overcome them? One of the challenges that I'll speak on as a woman in Krump that I've personally experienced is I initially thought I wasn't good enough. I thought, like, the guys are just way better than me. I won't live up to them, and that they're going to laugh at me and things like that. I don't know why I thought about that, but that's how I felt. And I was like, nah, I got to shake that off. Like, if I'm going to continue in this, I just got to continue to get better and just work super hard to get booked. And another challenge, I would say, is that you don't really know the intentions of the male dancers in this dance. Like, it seems like they're really, some of the people seem like they're really nice, and they're just trying to help you and things, like, and like, oh, you're Buck and everything like that, and they might want something else from you. Like, they might be like, oh, let's go lab, and then, you know, they're whole idea isn't like if they would have just asked like another guy to go lab, like they think something else. But I mean, that hasn't necessarily happened to me, but that's just something that is a challenge that some women face in this thing, in this Krump game. But I would say for that, just be aware of your surroundings and do research on the people that are trying to pick you up as their little or whatever, because you never know what people's intentions are, and just look into how they treat other people and etc., like things like that. What are some things you desire to help, change, or add to in Krump? Well, one of the things I hope to add to in Krump is I want to help push the women's movement, and that's kind of why I started my whole Women Krump Wednesdays in general, because initially it was a session in Wisconsin. I was trying to have a session where women felt comfortable to come to so that they didn't have to experience that uncomfortable feeling that I felt when I first started of like, oh, these men are going to judge me or, you know, whatever, like they're so much better. It was like a place that I wanted to help build the confidence of other women in the movement or who are interested in coming into the movement, but not many people came to my sessions. If I was lucky, I would have one person, but I used those as my personal lab days, when even if no one else showed up, I was still there. I was still labbing. I was still practicing basics and things like that. But yeah, so then Women Krump Wednesday like became this show that I can help highlight women that are out there doing great things, who are new to the game and they're buck or have buck potential. Also, to highlight the mothers of Krump or the wives or whoever, just the women that are involved with Krump in one shape or form. So that's how Women Krump Wednesdays came along. And as far as like, I just want to be a help to Krump. Like wherever my hands find to do, I hope to be able to add to Krump. I just want to help Krump become the best that it can be. Just add my part. Like, I don't know what that entails right now, but right now, Women Krump Wednesday is what I'm doing for that, and, you know, I'm continuing to battle and things like that, but I just want to help Krump. Yeah. Where do you see Krump in the next 5 years? My vision of Krump is something that is inexplainable within the next 5 years. If things continue at the rate that they're going at right now, there are so many people doing things that are outside of Krump, but they're doing it for the culture. Like, Concrete got Krump on 2K20. Like, that's dope. Like, it's like, that may seem little, but that is huge for the culture. So, you know, just different things like that. And Tie Dyes and Miho have been going to the fusion concept thing for however long. And Krumpers in general have been going in and out of that. And Krump made it to the finals. And it's undoubtedly, like, the Krumpers won. But, you know, that's a different topic. But besides all that, I just see Krump going to the next level, whatever that is. Women are really getting strong, like super strong, with event planning, with just getting off, with Krump activism and art outside of Krump, and creating groups for women empowerment, and even for Krump in general. Like, it's just, Krump is elevating. Solo gave away $6,000. Solo and his team gave away $6,000 for EXP. Other people are talking about doing something like bigger and combining forces with others. I just see all these great things that are happening already. So, and there's a lot of stuff that is like happening behind like closed doors and things. So, I just see Krump in a great place in 5 years, in the next 5 years. If you could immerse yourself into the Krump culture, any location in the world, where would it be? Well, if I chose a place within America, it would definitely be the Mecca, because like, it's the Mecca. That's where Krump was born. So that's where I would want to immerse myself if I was just staying in the United States. Because it's like, you get the roots, the actual roots of Krump in the Mecca. There's some unexplained things that are just in the Mecca. Outside of that, people had to like pick, like, kind of like the game telephone or whatever. It's like, you get the information from there, and then you're passing it on and passing it on. Eventually, something gets lost in communication. So, the Mecca is where I would immerse myself in. But in the entire world, if I could choose any place to immerse myself in a Krump culture, it would be Russia, because they seem to crank out some Krump machines or something like that, like, and I just want to see how they train. Like, what is their methods of training, and I would like to emulate that and bring that back with me to the Midwest and, you know, the U.S. as a whole. But, like, I'm trying to help build the Midwest, or I'm not building anything, I'm a rookie, but I'm just adding to. I want to help add to my region and my country as much as possible, as far as Krump goes. So, yeah, I would definitely try it out, like, immerse myself in the Russian Krump culture. Yeah, there was some beasts over there. Does your family support you in your journey, your Krump journey? Yes. My family is very supportive of my Krump journey. Even people that don't really understand Krump, they're still, like, supporting my dance journey, and I appreciate that. My mom and brother are the biggest supporters of that, and then my dad is also supportive of that, of my Krump journey too. But yeah, my mom and brother are starting to learn Krump terms and stuff, and seeing certain moves and somewhat knowing what they are. And yeah, it's really, it makes me happy that they're paying attention enough to my dance journey that they're actually picking up terms and can kind of do some of the moves. Like, saw my mom, like when we went back to the hotel room after the first Krump event that she ever went to with me was the Wonder Woman War in Paradise in Arizona in 2018. And she came back to the room doing chest pops and stomps, and she did a jab and stuff. So that was like the first time in life that she actually was at a Krump event, and I wasn't even battling or anything. I was just there to observe for a class because I was interviewing Encore for a leadership project. So, yeah, my family is super supportive of my journey. I couldn't do most of the stuff that I do if it wasn't for them, so I really appreciate that. Do you see yourself having a Krump fam one day? Why or why not? Yes, I definitely see myself having a Krump fam down the line because I feel that there are a lot of women who Krump, but I don't see a lot of, not saying there aren't any big homies that are women, but I don't see a lot of big homies that are women. And I feel like, eventually when I get to a certain point that I'll be capable enough to have a fam, I will have one. And I just want to help guide young women and maybe some young men too into not just being great at Krump, being great at life, being able to heal certain things. That's the type of big homie I want to be. I want to be that big homie that you can come to and talk to about life, and that's what big homies should be anyways, not just Krump, because you're a role model at that point. They look up to you. They trust you to guide them in the right direction. So I feel that I give good advice, so I just need to get to the level and the place in my Krump journey where I can have little homies, but that'll be years and years down the line. Like I said, I'm only 2 years in, so yeah. Is there anybody that you desire to collaborate with in order to help spread Krump? Well, I'm already collaborating with Corrupt with the Krump Chronicles series, and Women Krump Wednesdays is one of the many series that comes out of the Krump Chronicles thing. But I would also like to work with Solo, Mystique, Basics, and Abel. Some other people too, probably, but them specifically for future events or film projects or whatever. In whatever ways that I could work with them, I would love to collaborate with them to spread Krump, because that would be lit. Do you have any other characters that you are developing other than Buckerfly? No. Buckerfly in itself is a task. I haven't fully solidified every piece of Buckerfly. I wrote down things that I would like to see Buckerfly get to, but at the moment I'm at right now, I don't feel that it would be a smart move on my end to try and develop another character while I'm still working out kinks for the Buckerfly character. I don't want it to get mixed. I want a strong foundation for Buckerfly before I even think about trying to develop another style. I mean, I am working towards a style, but I'm not personally developing it. I'm just learning the style of someone else right now. So, yeah, but that's for a different conversation. My top 20 favorite Krumpers: Rex, MG Pack, Encore, Miho, Dread, Fair Warning, Princess Confidence, Baby Ruin, Yaya, Mercy, Twin Moody Rex, Millie, Queen Buckhype, Concrete, One Shot, Crush, Tight Eyes, Confidence, Disco, aka Chaos, and Antics. So, yeah, those weren't in any particular order. Those are just my top 20 favorite Krumpers, since that was a question I was asked. But I just love Krump. I love watching Krump. So, yeah, there's so many people that I really enjoy watching, but that was my top 20. My biggest inspirations connected to Krump. So aside from my top 20, I would say Miss Prissy and her work with Throne. Like, that whole program that she has is amazing. I see, like, the impact that she's making on the youth in her community, and that inspires me to do something similar one day with my community. So, thank you. Crucial and her Krump activism. I used to be an activist. Well, technically, activism never goes away. It just can be redirected into other avenues. But her Krump activism and Krump therapy that she has done in the past and continues to do, and her work with the schools, that inspires me, because that's another avenue that Krump can go into. Abel. I'm inspired by Abel and his film projects, because he doesn't just do film projects within Krump, but he's creating a documentary that focuses on secession in Krump. Like, that's amazing to me, and that's inspiring. Solo, but like, Solo, you're just lit. Thank you. You inspire me. Not only are your events epic, but like, just operating as an individual, like, that's amazing. You're a great big homie to your littles. Like, you have the most loyal little homies. Like, and that comes with great leadership. So, you're dope. Keep being dope. And then Queen MG Pack. She was the first woman of Krump to impart words of encouragement to me. She was at the battle I was referring to earlier. That was in Wisconsin, the first ever one in Wisconsin, and she made it to the finals of that tournament, and she was just like super buck to me, and it was like so inspiring to see a woman like taking out all these dudes in a Krump tournament. And that was like one of the one of the things that made me feel like I could do it, because I saw another woman do it, even though I still had, like, self-doubts and things like that, that I wouldn't be able to do it, or whatever, that was just, like, a confirmation that it could be done, and I just need to stop second-guessing myself, and I just need to work harder. What are some producers of Krump music that you almost always enjoy listening to? Morph Music, Big Rules, Proof the Crook, Concrete, Lil Galvatron, Traximus, and Lil Rockstonus. I think, I don't know if I said that right, but, like, I love the music, so, yeah. And then also, I like, Our, and, Shazam. Those are, like, my two favorites, like, for, like, people that are newer, Krump producers. There are so many more, but, like, those are my, like, main people that I listen to. And yeah, those are all of my questions. So, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has supported me throughout my journey in Krump this far. I couldn't have made it this far without any of you. Thank you to my first big homie, Fully Loaded, for taking a chance with me. Thank you, Mercy, and Moody, and Rex, LeVar, Encore, Tempa, Crucial, Miss Prissy, Miho, Dread, Wee Buck, thank you, Guns, yeah, I just thank my sister Rachel, Prism, aka Lady Ice, like, thank you, sis. Like, you have always, like, since I met you, like, it just seemed like we were actual sisters. Like, I felt like a spiritual bond with you. Thank you, sis. Thank you, everyone that tunes in every week to watch this. Thank you, Corrupt, for giving me this platform that I can help spread the knowledge of what our women in Krump's journeys are. Thank you. I know I missed a lot of people that have helped me throughout my journey. Thank you, Rip. Like, you helped me in various ways too. And then outside of the movement, thank you to my family and my friends and strangers that just rock with me and my journey. Like, thank you, Perception. Thank you. You know why. Yeah. Thank you to everybody that I've ever taken a workshop from. Should I name them? Yeah. Maybe. I don't want to forget any of those. So, yeah. But thank you, everybody that has had an impact on my life. Even if you said one thing that I can improve on, if you told me I was Buck and meant it, if, I don't know, just thank you. Thank you, everybody, and I hope your journey is as great as the one that I'm going to create for myself. Alright. Thank you for watching Women Krump Wednesdays with Buckerfly.
Woman Krump Wednesday.
Women Krump Wednesday.
Women Krump Wednesday. Woman Krump Wednesday.